Alright, welcome back to Got Fuels Model Car Garage. As promised in my last video, I was going to go over my paints and what I use. I'm going to tell you why I use them. We're going to try to save you a little bit of money and still have a nice model car in the long run. Alright, what I use? Mostly on the bodies. Obviously by the picture. I'm using Acrylic, and I use them as recommended: 40-30, 40-12, or 40-11 reducer. 40-30 is a urethane base. It turns acrylic paint into an acrylic urethane. Makes it harder. Allows you to put a 2K clear system on them with no issues. I've had zero issues with it. I've even heard tell of some people using lacquer. Haven't tried it. I'm a little worried about it, but that's for another day. Alright, new recommendation by Acrylic 4011. They recommend this with their Candy 2.0 line. They say it causes seeding. The 4012 does. I haven't noticed it in the Candy with only 4012, but I have noticed it in the Pearl line. Seeding is the dark spots of paint within your mix. But they do recommend a little bit of 4012 if you're in a more humid condition like me. I'm in Georgia, so I'm still adding a little 4012. It helps assist in the drying process. My last model was a custom mix, so it wasn't one color. Alright, next on. That's largely what I paint my bodies with, is Acrylic. As you saw in the shop, I still use testers. Small jobs, touch-ups. I've also saved bottles. You notice this one is labeled. It's gloss black. This was an original flat black bottle. I use them only for touch-ups, small areas, small detail parts. That's about it. Because $1.99. Also, as you know, about $2.50. Also, to me, that bottle runs just under $4 depending on where you get it. So I try to stay away from those as much as possible. What I do use for parts, interior, chassis, engine, I go to my local automotive paint supply store. I get an acrylic enamel, which is a fast dry enamel. It dries just as fast as most of your the acrylics you buy from the hobby stores, from Hobby Lobby or whatever. Very quick drying, to the touch. If it's a little thick, you might get the fingerprint for a day or two, but other than that, being able to handle it very quickly, almost as soon as you get done shooting it, it's dry. Only reducer for your airbrush. Be certain and pick up while you're there their reducer for said paint. Also, my clear coat. This just happens to be the name they give me. Nothing I can do about that. All I asked for was the cheapest automotive 2K clear system they had. So it's the same reducer for both. For these and my 2K clear system, this is a 4-to-1 system. I'll use my reducer at about, it's 4-to-1, so I use this at a 0.5 to 1 depending on temperature and humidity. Now that it's a little warmer outside, it's humid, I'm only using it at about a 0.5. When during the winter time I was using closer to a 1. Now I do still use standard paint thinner. Now hit me if you want. I know it's a little pricey, but hey, what can you do? you know the time we're in? I went to my local hardware store. The only thing they had was a gallon jug. I didn't want a big gallon of paint thinner, enamel thinner in my house. Besides, the only thing I use this for is when I refill my tester's bottles with this paint. Just for a price comparison. I just purchased this last week. Alright, that color that I use as a replacement for flat steel, Tester's flat steel. This is actually a Hyundai paint. It's called Olympus Silver. The paint code is 4SS. This is 8 ounces. 8 ounces. A little pricey, yes, but let's compare it. So, calculator. My price I paid, top price here, $27.14. Now that's for 8 ounces. 27.14, 8 ounces. So let's divide that by, we'll divide that by 8. 8 equals, that's $3.39 for 1 ounce. This is a quarter of an ounce for $1.99. These right here, I picked up this one and this one. I got those in both flat and gloss. One of them was $1.64. The other one was $3.39. So this is my more expensive paint, which is here in a 2 ounce bottle. It's about gone. This is one of my more expensive colors. They run anywhere from, as you can see, $1.64 for 2 ounces, upwards of close to $8 for 2 ounces. But when you look at $1.99 for 1/4 of an ounce, it takes 8 of these to make one of those. I'm trying to pinch pennies and save a little bit of money. You do have to go down there and look through their book to help you out. Both my blacks, flat and gloss black, they are both BMW. One's a flat, one's a gloss. My red is General Motors Corporation color. Pull me over red. Both flat and gloss. My white is a Nissan Fresh Powder. Both white and gloss. I've also gone down there. It's a little difficult. If you got a good auto paint supply store like I do where I live, they help me out with all my engine code colors. So now those can get pricey too. Those are going to be more closer to $8 for 2 ounces. But through my airbrush, it's a 0.5 needle nozzle. It's about a 1-to-1 mix with that paint with this reducer. So you look at 2 ounces, you're actually going to get about 4 out of it. You can't beat it. Mix a few drops in your paint cup, spray it up, and you're done. Still fighting with the camera staying on. Another price comparison. Alright, let's talk about just a clear coat. Just a clear coat. Clear coat hardener right here. This is probably about enough to do about 40 to 50 models. Total price for the both was $27 compared to Alclad. What's this, a 4 ounce bottle? Yeah, 4 ounce bottle. Never used it. $12, $13. That's enough for about two, three, maybe 3 or 4 bodies. Tell me again what you want to do. Now I do have Future, aka Pledge. I do not use it. I use it for, as I showed before, for like lenses, dash lenses for your speedometer and whatnot. This $13. Like I said, do not mix it with a paint that you very seldomly use as a touch-up, because it does activate the paint. You can actually put it in one of these little mixing trays, put a drop or two of paint in there, a drop of that reducer, and you'll see it bubbling. Well, not bubbling, but what do I want to say? You'll see it agitating. So it's reacting to the paint. It's activating it. Don't use it. All these paints, including these acrylic, fast dry acrylic enamels, everything cleans up with some cheap old lacquer thinner. A couple drops. I use the homemade brew of windshield washer fluid and alcohol to clean my Acrytex paint. Cleans it out of my airbrush, no issues. I've never had a problem. So that's my paint. That's my general system of what I use and why I use it. As we know, this hobby is and can be expensive if you allow it. I've gone through many a trial and error in the last, I don't know how long I've been back into the hobby, about 8 to 10 months. The hobby acrylics, not the hobby, the craft acrylics, I don't like. They do not stick well to even primed or bare plastic. If you breathe on them, they fall off. So I try to stay away from them. Now, as y'all know, here, this is my last build. That is almost identical match to the flat steel. That's what I've done all my bottom with. If you're going to try to use these acrylic enamels as a body paint, which you can, they stick great to plastic. I've had no issues. As far as you can see, that's it. It does it. It's on there. It's not coming off. You can use them as a body paint. You know, you can look through their whole book. Probably got 100,000 colors, but you can pick what you want. Get it in acrylic enamel. If you're going to use it as a body paint and you want it glossy, see their very bottom chassis, belly pan and all. If you want to shine off of it, you've got to lay it on wet. You've got to lay a wet coat on it, because trying to do small little areas at a time, like you would do with some acrylics, where they keep saying light coats, like misty light coats. It won't work. You won't get a shine. You'll get a hazy gloss here, a gloss there, a dull area here. So if you want a gloss with it, which I have not done, you want to go really wet. I have had some luck spraying the 2K clear over it, but on small parts, like I just got the gloss white, so, and the gloss red. So if I do something red, or if I done something white, I would hit it with a little 2K. That's what I done on the shocks, if you're able to tell. Just that they're the red with a little 2K clear on it. Same with the exhaust manifolds, if you can pick up any light reflection. Same thing, maybe a coat of 2K clear gloss over it. I don't see where I've got any wrinkle issues. It seems to hold it up well. Of course, I normally hit it with a little 2K a day or two later when I'm clearing my body. So that's what I use. I get a lot of questions, especially on my clear coat and what my paint is, my body paint. So those are my answers. The Acrytex, you can custom mix anything you want. They got lots of colors to choose from standard paints to pearls to candies. And this is my clear coat. I've used lacquer on one bottle, and that was with craft acrylic. It seemed to hold it up pretty good, but I was trying to keep the paint falling off. It's a terrible stuff. Alrighty, thank you all again for watching Got Fuel's Model Car Garage, and I hope I helped you with any questions. Thank you. Have a great day.